9 o'clock on a beautiful Tuesday right here in Lamarck, Texas. I have Dr. Aaron Chapa with Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center hanging out in studio, sharing a message of health and healing without the use of drugs and surgery. Feel free to ask questions, share this out, let us know what you have going on today. Going to kick this on the FM right now. Here we go. Good morning, it's KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. My name is Gardy, and I have Dr. Aaron Chapa with Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center located in League City here in studio. If you're not watching on social media, you can always go and listen to this later on the podcast as well, and you can do that by searching Just Live Well or Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and then go listen whenever you want to or share it with a friend. Dr. Chapa, how are you doing today?
Oh, Gardy, it's great to hear your voice. It's great to see you in action. It's great to be here on the show. Hope everybody's doing wonderful here in the beautiful southeast Houston area. So we are doing really well, man. We are on our way down into the sixth month of the year. I guess passing through the 6th month of the year, coming sliding into our 7th month. And guess what that means?
It means detox, and I know this answer because last week we slightly talked about it. Detox is coming up.
Okay, fair enough. So yes, it is detox time. And we are making some, videos and podcasts. We got some team leaders going to lead us through on the 1st, 11th, and 21st of next month. We're going to be launching 3 different detox seasons and series for people that, need start dates. That you don't have to wait. You can start today. The best time to plant that oak tree is today because, we should have planted it when?
Like 30 years ago, a long time ago.
50 years ago.
100 years ago.
That's right. Forever ago. But you can't go back in time, so you got to seize the day, seize the moment, seize the opportunity. But for you planners and for you folks out there that need some, direction and want kind of the leadership head, we've got 3 team leaders that we announced yesterday. We've got Greg Mitchell, we've got Renee McCain and Molly Urick all stepping up and going to help us navigate the detox at these different juncture of time. But each detox is going to be themed. Each detox is going to be set and geared towards a certain, directive of inflammation reduction, blood sugar resetting, and systemic lymphatic cleansing. And it's really exciting to watch how detox can affect our lives. I mean, when it comes down to it, all life starts and stops at the cellular level, and nutrition drives it. And if your body can't absorb nutrients because it's clogged up, because you need a detox, then you must detox and integrate it into your 21st century healthcare plan. So this week and next, we're going to be talking about different facets of the detox experience and why I love it so much. I could talk about detox on the radio every week if I needed to, because people need to be reminded that this is what they can do. This is what they can do to make a difference in their health today. And you've done some detoxes.
I have.
How did those work out for you?
So you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about your family. And whenever you're doing a detox, it takes planning. And I would say that's the most important thing. And you've talked about that before. Nobody wants to fail, but you just don't plan enough. And so that's the most important thing that I found to be successful on a detox is just planning, making sure that your family understands, or there's people that are willing to go through this detox with you. But you feel good. You feel good after. And what's funny is that whenever you reintroduce stuff into your diet, stuff that you eat or drink all the time right now, and feel what you think is fine, when you reintroduce some of that stuff, you feel bad. You feel bad later. Like we've talked about that before. I like red meat, but I have A positive blood, and so it doesn't always do that well with me. So whenever I reintroduce it into my diet, man, I don't feel so good. It's weird. But I don't notice it whenever I'm just like
regularly eating it.
Right. Am I always feeling bad? Could I feel better? Yeah.
And I think that's the mystery, right? Is like, what can we get away with? Because it's the whole idea is we never want people to feel like they're stuck in the tunnel of health that they can't ever get out of. They want to be able to live a little and be free falling, if you will, and enjoy life as it comes. But we never really were designed to consume the sugars that we consume today in the way that we consume them. We process our food heavily. We use a lot of preservatives that are what we call neurotoxins, deadly additives that can hurt our health long term. They don't hurt your health in the immediate, although some people do definitely recognize when they get exposed to one of the 4 deadly food additives like MSG, monosodium glutamate. This substance, very well known to be a neurotoxic substance that causes migraines, it causes headaches, it causes all kinds of sluggishness and behavior changes because of its impact on the brain. And when they use these in the processing of our foods for as a preservative, or in MSG's case, even a taste enhancer, guess what? The food tastes better than it would have otherwise, but at the cost of what? Your cell's overall health, the neurons in your brain. What if you short circuit one of those? It'd be like the lights turning off in here, or the station going down due to a power surge, and it's too much toxicity for the nervous system to hold, and it pops a breaker, or it breaks down a neuron too fast. And when we start losing these neurons, we start getting what we call brain fatigue. We start getting misfiring in communication from the brain down to the rest of the systemic tissue, the peripheral tissue. And heaven forbid that it continues, and we start getting feedback problems where the body isn't communicating where it is in space to the brain, and so the activation of certain muscles aren't in place, and now you're stepping off curbs and you're twisting ankles, or you're having other types of processing problems, athletic changes, and the list is really endless. These are just some of the neurological implications when people get exposed to MSG. But what about the other preservatives that are in food? What about just the salt content in so much of the food? I'm a big salt guy, guys. I mean, I think salt is healthy and wonderful, except when we put, we chlorinate it, bleach it rather. We do not. We basically process our salt to a point where there's no good life in it, and it actually robs our body of nutrients. It doesn't support our body in nutrients. So if I'm, health, all about salt, and I just pulled up a blood test that just came over that I was going to look at, and the sodium content in the blood for this patient is 137. Well, ideal would be 143 to 145. So if you want pruny cellular grapes that misfire, well, that's 137 is perfect. But if you want to have a more active, robust, fully functioning cell-to-cell communicating system, that when the brain says jump, the muscles engage accordingly so that you get not just a jump, you maximize the jump to accomplish the end goal. Like if you want to jump 12 inches, if you want to jump 14 inches, if you want to jump 21 inches, you got to make sure that you've got enough muscle fibers getting that stimulation. If you're stepping off the curb, you want your muscles to engage in such a way that it supports your body weight so that your body absorbs that impact and you don't wear out the joints due to, alignment compounding issues. And so it's just fascinating to see how much the brain is involved in detoxification. So if our body is cleaner, our brain is more effective in its ability to clean or to maximize daily output and efficiency. Whether it's coordination, whether it's brain processing speed, whether it's creative juices flowing at the brainstorming meeting this morning, whatever it is that is in your wheelhouse today, your brain is involved. And when you're dirty and your body is storing up toxins, and we know the body stores up toxins, where are the 3 most common places that the body stores toxins?
I'm going to say in your brain.
In your brain, number 1. And that is a sad reality, but now we know why people have brain fog and why they have mental fatigue or eye strain, because their brain is working so hard to focus, and they're trying to use all their willpower to stay engaged, but they're just falling asleep. They just can't fully engage, or worse, they have a slow underlying migraine or headache, building in the background that's keeping them from, thinking fully and clearly about the topic at hand. Mm-hmm. And they struggle when they're with their friends, family, and loved ones with names and numbers and words. We saw a lot of this when people were going through, immune challenges in the last couple of years, is the post, infectious brain fog. And that's just due to the body being unable to get rid of the toxins from infection, the byproducts that they produce, the pus and or the excrement that they're excreting, or it's the body not able to get rid of other byproducts from natural chemistry. I mean, just because you're not eating doesn't mean you shouldn't be excreting. How about that for a little rhyme?
That's
a
pretty
little
good.
Jingle.
That's good.
You know, and so people misunderstand all the time when they start doing cleanses and fast and things like that. They're like, well, I haven't been eating, but one meal a day. I shouldn't have very many bowel movements. Why you want me to have so many bowel movements a day? And I say, well, when does your body ever stop working? You have an idea?
Whenever you die.
Yeah, that's right. And that's it. So it's always working. We just don't we don't equate taking out the garbage to a bowel movement. But we take out our garbage at our house every day to the trash can. And then twice a week we take that and we take it out to the curb in hopes that the good old trash dude will swing by and take that bucket and dump it so we can refill it. Right? So if I don't work in my treatment room today and the trash was emptied last night, theoretically, when I get in there tomorrow, it'll be
full.
Empty.
Oh.
Because no work was done in the treatment room today.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm not working today, right? In this case. But what if I go in and see 5, 10, 20, 30 people today? What are the odds that we're going to generate some waste? Well, duh.
It's better.
I mean,
yeah.
How much waste have you generated in the last 30 minutes of being here in the studio?
I have a bag.
Of course.
Yeah, of the breakfast that I had.
So. Yeah, so you're already generating waste. Mm-hmm. I have a paper plate and a fork in my truck because I was eating on the go this morning. I know I'm guilty too, guys, but I know too. I'd rather start my day right than to so that I might better have a chance to end it right, and make sure that I just ate slower bites of food on the way, and the nice drive down here this morning it's not a bad drive, and I wasn't in rush hour traffic, and so my stress wasn't up. I just was running a little bit behind schedule, and apparently my children are going to some church camp thing today to help
Awesome.
serve and other little kids, and so I'm really excited for them to go and be little servants, little Chapa.
That's some of my best memories, just to interrupt, is being able to serve as a youth, as a tween, at a young age, and just helping other kids, mm-hmm. even if they're your own age. Some of my best memories are doing experiences like that.
Yeah, I mean, it teaches you. It gives you it gives kids today an opportunity. So, by the way, on that, just as a quick squirrel, promotion. Whenever we reach, put our kids in those opportune situations, they have a chance to find their leadership outside of the home, right? So often our kids don't have those, we don't create those spaces where they can be leaders for other kids. Yeah, we put them in programs, that's one thing, but they're being led, and every, opportunity of leadership for your kids and, to be led is good outside the home. It's so that we as parents can direct them, but then we let them go out and experience all the teaching and training that we've been doing, hopefully in the home, to go out into the community and continue that legacy, continue that expression. And, our prayer for our kids and for ourselves, and for a lot of times when we sit down and have office meetings and clinical trainings, we want people to see Jesus before they see us as clinicians or us as parents or us as children. We want to know whose we are, and we want to glorify him in all of our actions. And I think that we can do that in the workplace. We can do that in our parental leadership. But man, if you don't feel good, it's hard to have patience. If you don't feel good and your mind is not running at maximal capacity, it's very difficult to plan what you're going to have for dinner or lunch, or to make sure that the kids are fed. I mean, too many times have people come in to see us, and we start them off in the 5 steps to health, and we find that they're in the symptom land where they just got chronic fatigue, joint pain, belly pain, skin pain, their sleep pains. They got all kinds of stuff going on. And when you have symptoms that you were not genetically born with, we go, you need to be in our office quick, fast, and in a hurry. You need to get over to Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center. You need to call us at 281-554-8600 so that we can help you figure out how to get you back on track. Even if you think you know what it is, oftentimes just yesterday, we had a patient come in. It smelled like an infection, bacterial. It smelled like a stomach virus. But they couldn't quite put their finger on it, and some of their tricks that they were doing wasn't working. And turned out it was not any of those things. It was something else. It was a digestive disruptor in the parasitic department, and we were able to help them with that, and that's exciting. Where could they have gotten the parasite? Who knows? I don't know what they've been eating. I don't know who they've been interacting with. But it's not always about where they got it. It's just how's the body handling it? Obviously not well, and it presented itself like an infection, except that there was no fever, and the person relatively didn't feel completely wrecked. They just had loose bowel and upset stomach, and they had like kind of that burning, gurgling in the stomach, and we had to reset their stomach meridian. We had to work on their stomach directly, get their acid levels pumping back out effectively. And there's nutrients that we can use, there's pancreatic enzymes we can use, there's stomach acid products we can use in order to maximize the stomach's ability to digest and break down food. Because when you eat, we want to make sure that you can break it down in such a way that you can absorb the nutrients. That way, when you absorb those nutrients, they get to their destination, and your body can run the biochemistry as it was designed to, so that, and then whatever's left over, your body's excreting out. So it's not, the eating doesn't dictate the excreting. The eating is just a part of what we should be doing to fuel this thing, and when we trust our body to excrete what it doesn't need. But even if you're fasting, even if you're just doing a very light diet, I have a guy right now that's doing a juice program during the day and a meal at night, and he just can't wrap his head around the fact that he's having so many bowel movements. And I said, well, at first, that's going to be the case. But once your body cleans out, then your body will you'll see another change in the way the bowels move. But the bowels will always move. They have to move. And so we want to see him successful and talk him through how the body's supposed to work, even when he's fasting, even when he's juicing, even when he's detoxing, even when he's on a normal diet. And that is step one, is assessment. And so at Living Well, we always want to teach you why your body's breaking down, so that the tools you can use to pull yourself back online. And then when you pull yourself back online, you feel better. It's amazing. Sometimes I have patients come in and like with the 10-day blood sugar, they come back from a vacation. They haven't taken their supplements in 10 days, and they feel like garbage. They're emotional. Their fuse is short. They can't sleep at night. We put them into a 10-day blood sugar reset protocol, and guess what happens?
Start feeling better?
Yeah, 2 days. It's not even like the end of the detox you're going to feel better. It's 2 to 3 days into the detox you start feeling better. And then you go, wait a second, I don't just feel better, Gardy. I actually feel amazing. Can I live this way? Is it possible that I've been feeling garbage-like every day for months on end? Well, maybe since your last detox in January. We teach 42 days a year of detoxification for a reason. It's not because we want to put you through the suffering of detoxing. We want you to recognize the importance of detox in the world that we live in, where people are being exposed to toxins through the air they breathe, the water they drink, or the fluids they drink, because most people actually avoid water to drink other fluids, thinking that that's acceptable. Nope, water's best.
Why'd you look over? You looked over at my drink.
No,
over
I
here.
would never do that.
Okay.
It was because it was pink, and I was thinking, hey, wait a second, there's toxins in that probably. So we see that, and then we go, and then the food we eat, right? And it's in today's poor kid factor. Kids need to detox as much as adults. So people ask us all the time, can the kids do the detox? I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to stunt their growth. I don't want them to have negative symptoms. Man, best thing you could do for a kid is train them that detoxification is a way of life. Teach them now to how to fish, how to prepare, how to plan those 10 days. We're only asking them to do 10 days. What if they only did 7, 1 week? What if they only did 5, Monday through Friday? And maybe you got a trip coming up and on July 10th, and you can't, start the detox, then do the full 21. That's why we have 10 days. That's why we can do 7 days. We at Living Well will modify the detox to meet your need. because we are shooting and striving for that 42-day mark, because we know when you get close to that 42-day mark, your body will perform better, but you're doing your body a favor. Twice a year, you're changing the oil. Twice a year, you're getting in there and you're cleaning out those tissues that are going to bog down over time, because you're going to eat something that you shouldn't, because you're going to drink something that you shouldn't, because you can't control the air quality of where you are. I mean, these are the facts of life. Now, your body should be able to handle these toxins. Should. Except that it doesn't. Not whenever we're inundated from the air, the water quality, and the or the fluid quality that we're in, food quality that we're getting into. Sooner or later, it starts to accumulate. And if your body can't get rid of its daily allotment of excretion waste matter, then that accumulation is going to build up, and it's going to sabotage your overall health and well-being. And we know that detox is a critical piece of the healthcare plan, and we want people to see it as such. It's an ongoing process that will clean out the brain tissue so that brain fires better. It was another place the body stores toxins. Stores toxins in the fat cells. People go, wait a second, I thought I was just gaining weight. Well, what is the weight? The weight is an accumulation of the foods you've been eating. So if you want to become a sugar-filled lump of dough, you should
eat
a sugar-filled lump of dough. You're right. And I know it's a bitter pill to swallow, or I guess in this case, a sweet treat to indulge in, but it comes at a price. The price is it starts to accumulate in your body, and it starts to show up in the vascularity system of your body. It shows up in the intramuscular, intracellular, or extracellular spaces, and it starts to accumulate between organ tissues, and now you develop a fatty liver, or a cyst pocket around your kidneys, or you have some sort of lipoma under the skin, or you have some ail that you're like, I've been wondering what that little thing was, and it's in my wrist or my feet or my lower extremity legs or my forearms, and you go, and those are indicators that your body does not know how to deal with that toxin, and it pushes it away from the vital core. Nothing to affect the heart, nothing to affect the kidneys and the liver and the bowel, because it's so toxic the body's not sure how to deal with it, so it pushes it away to the periphery, out in that systemic area through the lymph system, and the body stores it. When it's stored in those tissues, that's when things go wrong. That's when we want to make sure that you are recognizing Living Well has the tool. Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center can help guide you through the mindset it takes to, like you said earlier, you learn a lot about yourself when you put yourself into detox. Gardy, think about it just for a second. What are some of the lessons you've learned about yourself doing detox?
I think self-control, having a goal, reaching and determining that goal. You learn if you're addicted to any kind of sugars. You learn if you're addicted to if there's habits in your life. Hey, I get home from work and I always eat this. I always go to the fridge. I look in there if I'm bored. Like those are things that you learn about yourself, and you realize I can't do that.
And I like what you just said. We eat when we're bored, right? Do we really need to eat right now? And we just ate 5 minutes ago. And that's always fascinating to me, that we can eat a big old meal, appetizers, salad prep, before a big steak dinner, dessert, and then we'll go to the movies and get popcorn and cola, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, we eat a ton. It reminds me of Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil. He had in this book, and it was a fiction book where he had an opportunity to interview the devil for 1 hour, and the devil had to tell the truth for 1 hour. And whenever he interviewed him, one of the questions he asked was, what's the number one way you trip up the human race? And he goes, oh, easy. Gluttony, through the mouth, through the tongue. Interesting, the Bible speaks to the tongue as the rudder that controls so many things, and that nobody can control this, tongue, because in one voice it builds you up, and the other it'll tear people down. And I mean, it's sharper than any two double-edged sword. And we are powerful with our words and the way we speak to people, and we can hurt people, we can build people. But that's the supernatural, that's the spiritual, that's the emotional piece that Jennifer and I talked about a few weeks ago when we were talking about optimizing health. We talked about structurally impacting the nervous system and making it better. We talked about emotionally balancing and helping the body, perform better. And then we also, helped the biochemistry. And when you get all of those factors in place, you optimize the wellness and the well-being of the spirit. And I believe people are more, supernaturally attuned. They can hear the Lord's voice more effectively. They can feel the presence of the Holy Spirit in their lives effectively. They recognize the signs around them more effectively whenever they're firing on all 8 cylinders. And so when we come in with these detox protocols, we are coming in this door to relieve the body of stress so that we're optimizing that wellness plan for you. And this is your part. What part can you play? So doing a quarterly detox doing a 10-day every quarter, well, that puts you right at 40 days. That would be wonderful. And one of the things that I've always learned about the detox is that every detox I do, that I still get benefit from it every time I do it. Like you said, have I always kind of felt a little sluggish? Was I always not bebopping on all 8 cylinders? Really? And it's amazing just taking a little break, changing the brakes, changing the air filters, rotating the tires, doing the general maintenance that the body needs. And I think I've come to recognize that more than 95% of the people will feel the detox effects inside of 2 to 3 days. Because I notice every detox I do, the effects last longer, meaning I make better health choices longer. So when I first started detoxing, I'd get benefit for, a month easy. After the detox, I would carry on the detox protocol diet easily for the next 30 days. I wouldn't deviate, no issue. And then the dreaded birthday pops up, or the dreaded anniversary pops up, or the dreaded you go on due date night, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not focused as much on maximizing that eating plan. I feel good anyway. What's one meal going to hurt, right? And then all of a sudden 2 meals come in that were a little bit questionable, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then now I'm back into my old habits, and then the quarter rolls around and I do a detox again, and boom, I'm like, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? We kind of jump into that. But what happens is that every detox you do, you will get better and more tuned to what it feels like to feel great again all the day long. And so when we get inside people's care plans and we help them see that they are in control, that we can help navigate the next step so that they can stay in control, their body will continue to perform at maximal capacity. And detox is a fundamental key. Detox. If you're not detoxing in the 21st century, you're missing a huge piece of your healthcare plan. Now, people oftentimes freak out with that word detox, don't they?
Yeah, because it doesn't sound fun. It doesn't sound like something fun, right? And it makes them think of the restroom and stuff like that.
It does. Or worse, they think of headaches. They think of tremors. They think of feeling bad. They think, of the guy in the movie that was detoxing off heroin, and he's having convulsions and sweating it out for like a week or something, right?
Yeah.
And he lost a whole week of his life because he was, doped up, and he had to get that mess out of his body. Well, that is detox by definition. Right? Stuff's coming out. And that's the definition of detox. Detox is just getting rid of debris, waste matter that your body can't use. Toxins. Toxins by definition are anything your body can't use. And the detox excretes toxins that your body is burdened with, that you've been stockpiling in the brain, stockpiling in fat cells. Because that's the number 1 and 2 places the body stores toxins. Do you happen to know where the third?
Is it your joints?
It is. Oh, who is walking around today? Has anybody said something online? Is anybody out there suffering with shoulder issues, elbow issues, knee issues, hip issues, low back issues? These are indications that your inflammation is coming up and your body is storing the toxins instead of getting rid of the toxins, and it's storing the toxins in the joints. Oh, That poor soul. They're on, all these anti-inflammatory drugs. They're on, maybe doing steroid shots and hope to get some relief. But what's happening when they do the drugs and the steroid shots, they're accumulating more waste. They're building up more of what they can't get rid of, and their body's struggling to get rid of. And so we want to step in that, alongside them and help them navigate their overall health terrain so that they can see, oh my goodness, this is really just another simple conversation we have. Simple, not easy, right? It's simple to talk about, not quite as easy to integrate, but it's worth integrating when you have a team of people to lead you. That's why, we're going to launch this 1st, 11th, and 21st date plan, because we know people are busy in the summer. We know that you're vacationing. We know that stuff's going to happen and pop up. But we also know that because we're prioritizing detoxification at Living Well, we want you to strive for that 42 days a year so that come time November, December, you're not coming out of the summer going into the winter continuing to eat the wrong foods and getting away from your health plan. Now all of a sudden you're reset and ready for the season change, and your body's going to, rise up, and it's going to be more effective. And we just know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is a plan for you. There's a plan for your body to continue to operate at its God-given potential. And if you don't think you're focused right now at your God-given potential, if you're not maximizing your energy output, if your names, numbers, and words are slipping away from you, if your joints are stopping you from going to the gym and being active, or getting up and going for a walk with the dog, or going for a walk with your hubby around the block, here's the deal. You want to recognize that that is a symptom, not a symptom that you're stuck with. That is a symptom that you have developed. Because how many people have always had knee pain from the day they started walking? Very few. Most people develop that due to, yes, they had a surgery. Yes, they had a major injury. Yes, they had a major unfortunate, untimely event. But even then still, what about those stories where people, mind over matter, are able to overcome those things? I believe we're all able to overcome those things. The body will repair and recover, assuming it's not like some anatomical glitch where you lose an appendage or something. We can get in there and we can change the way your body is performing. And when you take the inflammation out of the body, when you take the toxins away from the body, it just makes sense, can focus on regeneration. It can focus on repair. It can focus on that restorative cycle that is God-given. It's the way the body was designed to recondition itself back towards ideal health. And we want to get in there with you and maximize tissue repair. We want to get in there and maximize infection cleansing out of the lymph. But really, we want to get rid of those byproducts that we've been accumulating and storing up in our body, in the foods that we eat, the water and air the water we drink, and the fluids we drink, and the air we breathe. If we can help you see, do you realize you're eating way too much fruit? Mrs. Joe, and sure enough, they start filling out that food log, and we show them a fructose burden where they can see the amount of fruit sugar they're consuming, and then we can tie that to non-alcoholic fatty liver syndrome, and we can see it in their blood work. We can see their liver enzymes starting to climb up. They're not 100, liver enzyme levels where they're really bad, but they are high enough that there is inflammation. When the liver's inflamed, remember, what do we know about the liver?
It's the giver.
The liver's the giver. So we want to make sure that we care for that thing, massage that thing, maximize its ability to keep up with the day in and day out. People think that the liver does what? Stores toxins. They think that it's a storage filter or a filtering system, and you got to change the filter. Not true. The liver is a processing plant. It's like a refinery. It is taking what your body stores up in the form, or converts into the form of fat-soluble toxins, converts it into a water-soluble substrate, something that you can poop out, pee out, breathe out, get out of your body, and then it converts it into that elimination matter, and your body's able to excrete it. And that's what the liver's job is, and it pushes this trash through the bowels. And when it can't go through the bowels, we want to make sure we're there to help you clean the bowels, clean the pipes. Yes, you might be walking around with what we call dirty bowel syndrome. Well, what do you do with dirty bowel syndrome? Well, first, it's recognizing that I haven't ever done a detox. I haven't ever done a bowel cleanse. And we're not talking about a diarrhea cleanse, like you said earlier. We're talking about helping the body eliminate chemicals and metals. Where do you get these chemicals and metals? From the food you eat, the air you breathe, the water you drink. And it's coming in somewhere through the creams and lotions and potions you put on your body. We know that you're getting exposed to this stuff. Now it's just a matter of helping the liver always and forever. I've got over 38 products in my office that I use for liver function. There's 1,500 different pathways that we use in order to get the liver to dump toxins, whether metals, chemicals, or debris, or liver congestion. And then you'll see things like the liver enzymes come back down into a non-inflammatory status. And if the liver's the giver, then all of a sudden your body is going to perform better than it has in years. That, simply put, is exciting. That right there fires me up, and it helps me motivate myself to do yet another detox, to stay in line with what I'm trying to teach everybody else, to do the detox experiences, to the 21-day, the 10 days, to mix and match them that fits your lifestyle. I don't care if we do 5-day detoxes as long as we get close to that 42, right? And there's so many ways we can go about doing it. And I'm just always in the trenches with people thinking through, all right, you're kind of pill fatigued. You don't want to take as much in the form of supplements. Would you do this? Can you do a hard burst for 5 to 7 to 10 days? Yeah, I can do that. It's easy. Great. Then we'll back off a little bit. We'll focus on that diet food log so that you can see the foods that you're trying to let sneak back in because you're off detox. But when you start circling the amount of fruit you eat, when you start circling or highlighting the amount of sugar that you eat, when you start yourself going, you know what? Of the things I ate today, this was a F food, a D food, a C food, and then, look over here. I've got 2 times the amount of A, B, and A, B foods, or C, maybe a small amount of C foods, and then you start, recognizing that, you know what? I am cheating a little bit, but I feel good because your majority food intake is what? The A's and the B quality foods. Your body is performing and it's activating. It's going to sleep at night. It's staying asleep at night. And we are seeing that if we can improve liver function, we can change people's sleep state. And when you change a person's sleep state, the body detoxes more effectively during the night cycle. So the body's doesn't have a need to store these toxins in the brain, the fat cells, or the joints. You don't have to live with brain fog, brain strain. You don't have to have a weight issue. You don't have to have the ails and the pains and the aches in your joints throughout your body. You can bypass that stuff. And you're telling me that a 10-day, a 21-day detox can help me with those things? Absolutely. It might in the form of just balancing your blood sugar. It might in the form of detoxing the liver and the lymphatic system. It might in the form of cleansing out your cardiovascular system. See, we give the tools. We trust the body to go find where its buildup is at its peak and then deal with that area. And it's like layers of an onion. This time, your body might target the cardiovascular system. This time, the body might target the brain and the lymphatics and this high lymph system. And then those sinus issues, that drippy drain down the back of your throat begins to go away. And detox is cool because we're not making your body detox anything particular. We are giving the body the tools and resources for it to seek and destroy the things that are causing it decline. And the body wants to survive. It was designed to survive. We just got to maximize what we put in the body in the form of nutrition so that we don't crash and burn. And then it's way easier when you feel good to walk past the sugar-filled lumps of dough, the extra popcorn or the cola at the movies. It's easy to be okay with a glass of water and use water to even combat and fight back against cravings. You only have a craving for about 5 minutes, interestingly. And so if you use your frontal lobe, and if you don't have a headache pounding, you can use that frontal lobe pretty effectively, and you can say to yourself, all right, Aaron, how do you want to feel right now? Well, I want to feel good. All right, is it worth whatever it is you're thinking about doing? How'd you know I was thinking about doing anything? And you're like, well, I know all things inside you. I'm the voice in your head. I'm the one, telling you. You almost have the angel on one side and the little devil on the other, and the little devil saying, "Go ahead and eat that cake. Go ahead and eat that candy. Go ahead and put that extra scoop of sugar in your drink. You deserve it." All these rationalizations for bad behavior. The gut bugs are communicating in the background. They're like, all the people in the crowd going, "Yeah, that's right. Eat the sugar. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it." And they're chanting, "You deserve it. The sugar, the sugar." And the processed food, you don't realize is converting into some kind of, fake sugar, high fructose corn syrup based sugar, artificial sugar that has been added to that substance that is going to ultimately clog your body up. It's going to cause your liver, your manufacturing processing plant, chemical plant, to not be able to make those conversions, and now you're back into accumulation. It ebbs and it flows. There's times when you're on your A game and you are getting rid of toxins, and there's time when you're kind of in your C, D, F game and you're declining, you're degenerating too rapidly. And when you're degenerating too rapidly, you're not going to feel as good, and your body's not going to perform as good, and you're not going to look as good. You're going to feel your age. You're going to feel older than your age. How many people feel their age right now? A lot. And they don't realize they can change. I mean, we are finding our products being so effective, things, because, again, I've had to learn over the years to trust the process that even with our pregnant gals, they need detox. So we just modify things. We modify doses so that we're not over-detoxing the body and causing metals and chemicals to pass through the breast milk and go straight to the baby. We're getting in there, and we are helping support the natural processes of the body, whether they're pregnant or breastfeeding, so that they can get the most bang for their buck in delivery of nutrients to that baby in the womb or through the breast milk, and maximize their ability to get rid of the waste and debris that they don't need to be carrying around so that they feel better. We want and believe you can feel better than you do right now, no matter where you're at. And at Living Well, when we start talking detox, man, it's easy. It's just a way where we can gather people together, tribe them up, put them in the community, and help them get through a 10-day, 7-day, 21-day process. And by getting them through that process, the benefits are immense. The benefits are spectacular. And you that are listening deserve to feel better, right? I mean, do you ever wake up, Gardy, and go, "Oh my gosh, like I just haven't been feeling good. I'm drained. I'm tired. I'm broken. I'm not performing at my best. I haven't been in the gym in a week." And you say, "What is wrong with you?" Your subconscious kicks in, and it's like sitting over you, slapping you in the face. Wake up, get it together, man. We got work to do. We got to be productive. We've got a show to go, play on. And the show is the big stage. It's the world that we live in and the impact we get to make day in and day out. That is what it's about. We want you to feel great. But, man, when your body has accumulated the toxins and the waste, you're not going to be your best. You're not gonna perform at your best. So again, we are going through detox the 1st, the 11th, and 21st of this month. We are going to do an inflammatory reduction protocol. We're going to do a blood sugar reset. We're going to do a lymphatic liver cleanse. We're going to do 3 different ones. You're welcome to do all 3. That's 30 days. You're welcome to do 2. It's 14 days. Welcome to do 1. That's 10 days. We will modify it. Come in. Let us help you get the most out of your detox experience.
So last year, y'all did it where you could pick which team you wanted to be on, but everyone was doing it at the same time. So this gives an opportunity for people to do all 3. So they can do 21 days of detox, focusing on different things and just have that experience the whole time.
And that's right.
It's cool.
And we're always playing with ideas because, you guys tell us where the struggles and troubles are. And we recognize that, what you did last year might not be in alignment with what our schedule we put out and your schedule this year worked out to be. We know that nobody really wants to detox, right? I mean, I get it, but deep down we believe you do want to detox. Deep down you just go, "Oh, I forgot to budget that in my calendar this year." No wonder, because who likes to put suffering on their calendar? We try to bring a new definition to the detox experience. We don't want there to be suffering or this feeling of I can't. So we have learned to modify things, change the duration of time. But there are people like myself that want to go the distance and do the full 21. I want that 42 days a year. There's, our clinicians are the same way. They want to feel better and better because they want to keep inspiring and leading you forward. I mean, in some respects, we are blessed and lucky to be in practice because it requires us as clinicians to never preach to a patient what we ourselves are not willing to do. Isn't that good news? Mm-hmm. So you're not alone in the process. For every person that you know out in the world today that can seemingly get away with anything, I mean, you know those people? They can eat the donut and they look amazing. They can eat garbage. They look and feel seemingly amazing. They can eat. They can wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning. They can work all day, go home, and they can eat a Coke float and bag of potato chips, and they are on top of the world. Well, for every one of those people, there are 99, Gardy, other people that look at the donut, they look at the potato chips, they look at the soda, and their body starts quivering. It starts blowing off check engine lights. It starts feeling the mental fatigue just thinking about it. The joints start hurting just thinking about it. So we want to help you push past that feeling of, the suffering of a detox. Let's just do it. And in 2 or 3 days in, they feel good again, and their body starts performing again. They go, that's what feeling good felt like last year. That's what it felt like 6 months ago. That's why I do this. And it is your life, your health, your choice. We want to help you make that right call, make that right decision so that you can help your body stay healthy all the days of your life.
So y'all have a brand new location. How is that going to come into play with this detox coming up?
I think it's going to be even better. And we are days away from getting our detox facility in full operation, where we'll have our mid, near, far infrared saunas in place, sauna therapy. It's not just a hot box, it's infrared therapy. So it's going to be deeper cellular cleansing, muscle recovery, mitochondrial, cellular money production support. I was telling a patient yesterday, the more cellular money, the more ATP, adenosine triphosphate, that your mitochondria can produce, the better the cell works and operates downstream. That way, it's feeding into the system. It's pulling from the system. It's this give and take, and everything's doing what it's supposed to. The mid, near, far infrared sauna can help create balance in those areas of regeneration, reconstruction, and detoxification. And then we have our foot baths. They're in these really cool massage chairs where we are massaging your lymphatics, helping to push trash out of your body, mobilize it so that the machine has a better chance at pulling crud out of you. And it's very relaxing, it's very peaceful, and people seem to enjoy it a lot. And then we'll have our hydro massage beds where we have the ability to come in and just, even if we're running a little behind schedule, you can jump on one of the hydro beds and get a back massage from the top of your feet, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, and it will literally just massage those woes. It's got this kind of nice humming sound where you just kind of drift off into the hum, and you can chill out, disconnect for 10 minutes or more. And so we have these tools in the detox spa at Living Well to help maximize detox, not just while you're detoxing, but to maximize your detox while you're detoxing, but to support you through the year when you're not detoxing. And people need to disconnect. People need to be okay shutting off the phone and walking away from it for an hour or for 20 minutes or 40 minutes. We are trying to create a space, a haven where health and wellness has to flourish and has to blossom, so that your ability to go through your day, your week, your month is just paramount. I mean, it's just phenomenal. You just feel like, I'm on top of the world. And so when you have the little tickle in your throat, when you got that drippy down the back of your throat, when you feel a little congested and run down, we know that your body needs additional support. The detox spa is going to be of great value in helping to maximize those exit channels and pull that crud through. That's why we integrated the detox into our office, and what we're looking forward to see it in operation in your life, because we know detox is such a big deal. We built a detox spa, and so it's very congruent with what the detoxes are doing biochemically. This gives us a structural component and an emotional component to breathe off the day. breathe off the stress, even for 10, 15 minutes. That disconnect is going to blow your mind how it affects your overall capacity to perform and thrive in the working world that you're in, the living world that you're in. We want your living world to turn into the living well world, where you feel good when you get up, you perform excellent and extraordinary during the day, and your body comes in for a nice smooth landing in the evening so that your body rests well and detoxes well through the night. That's optimal wellness. That is allowing the body to perform as God designed it to perform. Does that mean you're going to have the perfect life? No. It just means that your body's able to perform better than it otherwise would have, right? And so the detox spa at the new office, by the way, the new office is really gorgeous. You got to come by and check it out. It's just it's a beautiful spot for God to do His work, for God to heal the sick, for God to help people, through His people, live a better version of their own lives. And too often, I'm telling you, I have seen people that were down in the dumps and hopeless, that a few visits into our office, they are breaking free of that old trash that was bogging them down, and they are just running from that old person, and they are starting to build a new person. And it's just like Michelangelo coming in and saying, I just chipped away what wasn't David. That's how I built the David sculpture, And I think that's so good. As we age and as we go through life, man, we get some dents, we get some dust, we get some bumps and bruises, and stuff happens that we really didn't expect. And then all of a sudden you come into our office and we breathe a little life into you. We chip away a piece of you that wasn't you in the first place. And you go, whoa, that wasn't too painful, but actually very rewarding. Let's try a different spot. Let's try a different game. Let's do this. Let's do that. All the techniques, all the tools, all the care plans that we build. When your body is broken, we can see it in blood work functionally. We look at blood through a functional lens where we can get in and see, oh, well, we got to support you in the immune department, in the mineral department, in the B vitamin department, in the thyroid metabolic hormone department. We can come in and we can just see what other people can't see. It's mind-boggling. I still look back and go, I'm so glad I took those classes back in the beginning, because it helped give me another tool, another glimpse into your body chemistry, and then apply that information with the other information we glean while we're talking stuff through or going through our visit and routines. All of a sudden, the lights kick on. The firing cylinders begin to fire up. The spark plugs begin to spark. Everything begins to do as it was designed to do, and your body just goes onward, upward, goodward, and Godward. And that is extraordinary. That gets me excited. I love Detox Guardy, and I think people ought to be detoxing more and more and more in the near future, especially July 1st, kickoff number 1, July 11th, kickoff number 2, July 21st, kickoff number 3. We've got Greg leading Mitchell. We've got Renee McCain leading. We've got Molly Urich leading. We're really excited about this team of people leading these groups through the program, and we want you to feel your best. So start today. Don't wait. Come in, make an appointment so we can get you set up. We will help you. We'll take you through the products, the food plans, what it looks like, how to do it, all the tips and tricks on how to maximize your efficiency, and we look forward to seeing a new, brighter version of you after your detox. So give us a call, 281-554-8600, and you can visit our website at justlivewell.com, justlivewell.com, and we have some information about our detoxes and our detox programs. And Gardy, tell them, where can they subscribe and listen to our podcast?
If you are a Spotify user, or you maybe use Apple Podcasts or some other podcast platform, all you have to do is search Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, search Dr. Aaron Chapa. You can search Just Live Well, and then you'll see the Living Well logo pop up. Make sure you hit subscribe. And these podcasts are uploaded the same day that we have this conversation, so this will be live later today. So make sure you go do that, subscribe, share it with a friend, and go back and listen to some past episodes. Dr. Chapa, thank you for hanging out today. It was always good.
Oh, it's always good to be here, my brother. Everybody out there in the media land, the audio land.
I know it's hard to say. It's like in the video world, in the
I know.
Podcastville,
It's like
Facebook's.
It's in the Facebook
town.
space. Oh my gosh! I mean, there's so many platforms. May you guys just know that we are here for you. We want to help you find the best version of you. We want to help you maximize you so that you can do the things that you know you're called to. So God bless you all today. Have a fantastic one, and we can't wait to see you next week on the show.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.